What is going on, Wastelanders? It is me, Lone Vault Wanderer, with a Fallout 4 video. Now, before I get into today's topic, I am doing a bit of a giveaway. So the fine folks at Bethesda have given me a bunch of Fallout Shelter lunchbox codes that I'm going to be giving away in numerous videos over the coming weeks, and also as well during the Ham Radio podcast. So for today's video, we are going to be giving one lunchbox code for iOS and one lunchbox code for Android. And let me preface this by saying I'm not getting paid by Bethesda or anything like that. They're a cool group of people that gave me some codes to give away, and I thought that those of you subscribed to me and that watch my videos would enjoy receiving some free stuff and some Fallout Shelter lunchbox codes. So that's the deal, nothing shady, it's all on the level. So what are the conditions? Number 1, you have to subscribe to me on YouTube. 2, in the comments below, you need to answer the question, what's your funniest excuse to get off work or school for the day Fallout 4 comes out on November 10? Those comments that to me are the funniest and that make me laugh, those are the ones that are going to be receiving the free codes. In your comment, please indicate whether you want an iOS code or whether you want an Android code. And again, I have one of each to give away, so in effect there will be 2 winners. And note that I will be contacting the winners with their codes via direct message on YouTube. And we will do future giveaways in the coming weeks, so don't worry about that if you don't win this time around. And I'm going to keep this giveaway open for 3 days, ending Sunday the 20th of September, 8 AM Australian Eastern Standard Time, so convert your clocks to determine when the giveaway closes for your time zone. So anyways, today's video is going to be about how the shooting has improved vastly in Fallout 4. In an interview that was conducted with Todd Howard that was just released today, they're older interviews but they're starting to be phased out as we get closer to November 10. And in response to the question, so the game looks even more like a modern FPS or contemporary FPS. How has the combat evolved for Fallout 4? Todd Howard responds with, if you were to pick it up and play it, it does feel like a modern shooter. We wanted this not to make any excuses for the fact that it is a role-playing game for how the action felt. We feel we can layer all of the role-playing and stats system on top of that. So the guns feel great, we have aim down sights, you can play it in first person or third person, and then we have the whole VAT system. We were able to from day one, and since id Software is part of our company, the first thing we do is call them. We're going to do this from scratch. Give us some tips. And if you don't know, id Software is the developer that created games like Quake Live, like Rage, and of course, like the upcoming Doom. So what do I think about this topic? I'm really liking how Fallout 4 is going to have a solid FPS basis. I think everyone can agree that one area that games like Fallout 3 and New Vegas to a lesser extent, how the shooting mechanics in those games and the shooting in general was just not that great. It didn't feel like a shooter, it felt like an RPG where you shot guns. So even in Fallout 3, you didn't have aim down sights, it did that weird zoom in feature. The shooting didn't feel buttery smooth, it was a bit clunky. New Vegas improved that somewhat with allowing you to aim down sights, but even then, the shooting didn't feel great. It felt very slow and sluggish, and again, like you were playing an RPG, where guns were kind of an afterthought. But this is something that I've noted in the Fallout 4 gameplay videos, how the shooting looks much more solid. It actually looks like a modern day shooter like your Call of Duty or your Wolfenstein or your Doom or whatever. It actually looks pretty solid, and it makes perfect sense that Todd Howard and the team would go to a developer like id Software and say, hey, give us some tips, because Bethesda Game Studios traditionally have never been a developer that has created shooters. They predominantly, are known for The Elder Scrolls, which is a fantasy game where you shoot arrows and you use weapons like swords and maces and axes, etc. So with Fallout 3, they started everything from scratch, and judging from what Todd Howard says in this interview, they're doing the same with Fallout 4. They're starting from scratch, but I think they're more cognizant of the fact that the shooting does need to improve from where it was in Fallout 3 stage. And even in that interview, Todd Howard is about to diss Fallout 3, but then he's like, okay, I'm not going to say anything bad about Fallout 3. So he's well aware of that, and it's very smart for them to go to a reputable developer like id Software that knows what they're doing with shooting. Like, you've seen the gameplay with Doom, that looks absolutely incredible. So to get their advice on a topic like this reassures me that in Fallout 4 we are going to have solid shooting, that it's actually going to be smooth, and that it feels like we're shooting weapons in a non-clunky way. And it's not merely we're playing an RPG where you can use weapons. I think that's the major distinction distinction that needs to be drawn. Are we playing an RPG shooter, or are we playing an RPG that allows you to shoot? It's a fine line, but I think Bethesda is well aware of that and have taken a lot of efforts to improve the shooting in Fallout 4. That's what I hope anyways, judging from the gameplay videos that I've seen and judging from Todd Howard's opinions in this interview. So anyways, Wastelanders, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, be sure to answer the question to the Fallout Shelter Lunchbox code giveaway, and I will contact the winners via direct message on YouTube. And until next time, this has been the Lone Vault Wanderer. Please take care of yourself, and as always, keep fighting the good fight.